For those of you who are interested in working for the FBI, the application period is now open for the 2019 Honors Internship Program, as well as the Collegiate Hiring Initiative. This is a 10-week paid internship for undergraduate and graduate students, which offers an unparalleled opportunity to work alongside FBI employees and get a head start on an exceptional career. These applications are open through October 14th, so time is of the essence. Below, you will find a link to the FBI Jobs website where you can look at the opportunity a little bit closer. But for now, let's review. As you can see here, they cite to discover an insider's perspective on the FBI operations while gaining unparalleled experience with the Honors Internship and Visiting Science Program, or you can begin a career directly after graduation with the Collegiate Hiring Initiative. So let's look a little bit closer at the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, and then we will review the Honors Internship Program. So when you get on the site, you want to expand this section by clicking the plus sign. And you can do that for the Honors Internship Program as well. Here you're going to find details about the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, especially for those who have graduated June 2017 through June 2019. So if you are currently still finishing up your program, this is a great opportunity for you to look into the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, especially if you have a long-term desire to work for the FBI. In looking at the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, the FBI spells out all of the requirements here. And so as you can see, to apply for the Collegiate Hiring Initiative, you must meet these criteria here. Now, I would recommend that you read through all of this, but I wanted to take a closer look at the career paths because the Collegiate Hiring Initiative isn't just for one degree program. It's for students in varying degree programs. As a criminal justice student, it is advised that you look into the operational support technician role. It is the one that most aligns with the criminal justice program because you will be supporting field operations. So in this job, you want to take a good look at the description here. Now, each of these descriptions for all of these different disciplines, they're kind of generalized. So they, unlike other job announcements, aren't going to go into a great deal of specification about what you'll be doing on a day-to-day basis. It gives you enough information to really understand what is required of you in that particular role. So as we take a closer look at this operational support tech position and you're putting together your resume, one of the things that you want to do is really think about some of the core terms or key terms that are in this description. So I've isolated this into a Word document so that we can look at this a little bit closer. So as we're looking at this job description, you'll notice that there are some words here that are now highlighted. And so some of the core competencies that they're interested in are people who are driven, flexible, and able to take on anything that comes their way. They're looking for people who can coordinate activities. Also, people who are able to collaborate with coworkers across the office to get the resources that the team needs. Other key terms include analysis and administrative support. And of course, coordination aligns with the word coordinating. So these terms are key terms that you want to be sure to make sure that these are integrated into your job description when you are writing out your resume. So let's talk about the resume, the federal resume or the FBI resume. So here is an example downloaded from the FBI website of what they want your resume to look like. Okay, so as you can see, you have a header. You're going to talk about your availability. You're going to have a summary statement. And then you're going to do a little bit of a blurb on your education, employment, and personal attributes. So this is a great opportunity for you to incorporate some of the key terms that I just mentioned in the job description. So if you're thinking about what type of statements you want to make, this is a perfect opportunity for you to start to work in these key terms. Looking back at the resume, when you go down, you want to overwrite this template with your own information. So you're going to fill in your own title, company, salary, job type, and the supervisor's information. So this is similar to the federal resume, but the FBI has its nuances. So once you get this document in hand, you can overwrite this template with your content. But one of the most important things about this that I want you to think about is provide your description of duties and identify your major roles, responsibilities, and accomplishments. So this is very critical. Again, when you're putting this together and you're describing what you do on a daily basis and identifying your role, your responsibilities, and your accomplishments, here's another opportunity for you to incorporate these key terms, okay? So this is all about demonstrating why you are the best person for the job. So when you're putting together that description, and let's say you work in an office position and you have to coordinate maybe not surveillance activities, but maybe you have to coordinate office activities. Maybe you coordinate meetings. Maybe you coordinate events. So the key term here is coordinating, and you need to just demonstrate that you are adept at at coordinating things, okay? Coordinating activities. So in each of your jobs, you want to try to demonstrate utilizing their key terms how you have that skill or competency. Again, collaborating. So maybe you work in manufacturing and you're part of a production team. So you collaborate with other teams or with other coworkers to get a task completed or um, get a product put together. So you can talk about that utilizing the key term collaborating or collaborate. Um, then you can put these key terms into your descriptors as a production or manufacturing professional. So these are just examples for you on how to incorporate these core competencies into your day-to-day experiences when you're writing out your resume and you're writing those descriptions of your duties and your roles, responsibilities, and accomplishments. Further, analysis. So analysis and administrative support. So perhaps you work in a position where you have to analyze data. And so that data could be something that you analyze. Maybe it's a report that you have to run and present to your manager or to other people within the department, and you have to do some type of analysis with data. So if that is the case, then you want to utilize the key term analysis. So you could say adept at routine analysis of this data. Now, that was very generic, but in essence, it's important that you demonstrate. All of this is about demonstrating the core competencies that the person in this job will have to demonstrate and do on a daily basis once they get into this role. But in order to get into the role, they need to know that you will qualify for the role. This is a competitive process, so you want to make sure that you're strategic about how you are marketing your skill sets. And then administrative support. So maybe you're not a secretary. Maybe your job is something else, but there are in every single job, there's some type of administrative duty or task that you have to do. For example, some people have jobs and they have to use the phone for their jobs, but they're not an administrative assistant, right? So administrative does not mean secretarial. What it means is that you are doing paperwork or supportive functions to support what you do in your role. All right. So if you work in a doctor's office, and let's say a doctor himself or herself, that doctor will have to administratively fill out charts. So that's an administrative function of the doctor's role. They have to fill out charts, whether they're using an iPad or if they're using a pen on paper. They have to document everything that they do. And I say a doctor, but a nurse, coders, everyone has some type of an administrative function that they serve in their job. I do in my job as well. So you want to demonstrate when you are doing that description on that resume what that administrative function happens to be under each of your jobs. And you want to do that for coordinating activities, for collaborating, for analysis, for administrative support, and for coordination, which aligns with coordinating. So that is my suggestion when you're putting together your descriptors. Some people think about their resume and they think that they need to have specific experience. For example, I've never worked as an operational support tech, so I'm not qualified. Don't weed yourself out. No one is qualified. This is a collegiate hiring initiative, and this position is an experiential one. It's going to give you the experience you need, but they just need to know that you have enough of the core competencies: coordinating activities, collaborating, analysis, and administrative functions that you can bring to the table. So these are all transferable skills that you can utilize in the operational support technician position. So your job when you're putting together the descriptors for your resume is to spell out how you utilize those core competencies in the job that you have or in the jobs that you have held. Okay? So you want to do that. And then, most important to all of this, the accomplishments. So it's very important to the federal government, whether it is the FBI or any other federal position, that you talk about your accomplishments, okay? Very, very important. And what this looks like is this is something that you either want to quantify or qualify when you're putting together your resume. So underneath your descriptors, you will put another line called key accomplishments. And then under that, you want to state what those key accomplishments were. That can be plural or it can be singular. It can be a key accomplishment or you can have key accomplishments. Whatever it is, you can go ahead and quantify and qualify your statements. So to quantify, employers like to see percentages or numbers, statistics or metrics, how you were measured, how your success was measured. So the first one speaks to how to quantify your key accomplishment. So in production, this person increased production by 15% per quarter. So that is a key accomplishment for that applicant, and that's something that they can add to their resume. So being that we all work in different industries, you can figure out what it is that you do, what that key accomplishment is. And I really want to tell you and encourage you to think about that carefully, because oftentimes you're doing your job and you're not even thinking about things such as production, and if you saved a client money or if you saved the company money or if you saved the company time, you increase productivity by 20%, or you saved the company $1 million last year. So think about that. And I know that those were pretty high numbers, but the point is, think about what makes you successful in your job and what did you do to go above and beyond and that you are recognized for and that you can quantify. Add that under your key accomplishments and don't take anything for granted. Okay? The other thing is qualifying your statement. So if you were awarded the Employee of the Month or Top Producer of the Quarter, you want to specify that under your key accomplishments as well.